Howdys and salutations, y'all. I am sorry for the slightly late start. I'm fighting my email because it keeps sending all of the emails from my other email address to junk, and it won't let me actually share reference images. So I'm going to continue to try to fix that, but I figured I might as well chat with y'all rather than leave you in the dark. Sorry about that. Because truth be told, this Mudkip, while a horrifying crime against Mudkips everywhere, oh, I guess I had to open up my references so y'all can see where I'm getting this from. Let's see. But yes, basically we've been to recap where we've been, and then I'll explain what's going on today. We have been drawing Pokemon based off of AI-generated Pokemon. And let me tell you, the AI-generated Pokemon are horrifying sometimes. But that's okay. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's sharing the pure ref. Okay, so I mean, this is the image we're basing this off. This is what we got from Mudkip, was this thing. It's a horrifying creation, really. I don't know what to do with it. But there's another one it made that is even worse, and I really want to draw that one. And next week, I've got a different idea for some streams. We may, and I'm not going to promise anything yet, but I've been spending a little bit of time learning some 3D modeling, and I think we may jump into some of that next time. So I'd really like to get this wrapped up and the crazy one wrapped up today if we can. However, I can't even send the crazy one because Outlook doesn't think that my email is real. So give me just a moment or two, and I will continue to work on solving this. There we go. Okay. One thing fixed at a time. You've got the reference visible, check. And we can zoom into it a little bit so we can actually see what we're dealing with. It's I have no idea if wombo.art is a good site or not, but they made the random AI app, so that was kind of handy. Not sponsored, obviously. I mean, I have like, what, 3 followers? I don't think anyone's going for sponsorships there. But their dream app is pretty fun to mess with, truthfully. Okay. Let's see if I can't email this in a format that is less likely to cause Outlook to have an allergic reaction. Nope, that is just attempting to translate an image. I don't think it's in English to begin with. So, let's see. Let us see. Okay, perhaps what I need to do is... this seems like a stupid solution, but I'm going to give it a try. Let me try texting myself the image and then emailing from that. Oh, anyone who knows anything about internet architecture is gonna hate that so much. But let's try it. Sure, we'll send from this email to this one. And you know, I'd share screen this process because obviously I don't want y'all just looking at a blank screen, but I also personally don't really want to give everyone my email address. Just don't really want to open that floodgate should it ever become one. Okay. Body message. This is a Pokemon, allegedly. So we'll see if that pops up in my email in a way that isn't terrible and dumb. Ah, would you look at that? It did. Okay. Good. So now we can move that one in when the time is right. But first, let's give Mudkip its proper send-off. And I do mean send-off because, again, the idea that this angry Winston Churchill-looking cat axolotl thing is in any way related to what is regarded as one of the cuter Pokemon is a crime. Oh dear. Okay. So, we don't need the giant ghost of it hiding in the background. And we can probably set some of these layers to a little less, Bold, perhaps. Wow, that was the color on. Oh, jeepers. Gotta be careful with my colors. Okay, let's do like a little more with this. Let's see if we can't make it look like something that isn't just a cat with some weird mushroom growths. Although, I mean, there are Pokemon with less creative premises out there. So, we will do just a quick, we're just going to do some quick ink work. And I say quick, knowing me, that's not going to be possible because I'm not fast at this yet, but with practice we'll get better. I actually do like whatever this, like, I don't know, it looks like some horrible hybrid between a Chew from Sonic and a Porygon. But I do like whatever it's got going on up there. Terrifying though it may be. But yeah, let's just do some quick, let me get my stuff lined up right, so maybe I can draw a line where I actually expect to draw it. There we go. And I won't do any of the vector cleanup we did with the last one. We'll just do some real quick inks, I say. Quick line, quick line, quick line. Rough. I'm just trying to rough this one in so we can say that we got it done. Maybe post it on the stream VOD. Also because it slightly scares me and I don't want to look at it anymore. Sorry to say that about something I've drawn, but, like, it's scary. I do feel like we ought to rethink the cloak a little bit in the way that we're handling it. The ears kind of got some weirdness going on with them. I'm down with. Ay. Maybe we don't need a line where the ear connects to the head, but we do want this line where it apparently has some sort of bizarre ridge on it. And I blame the character design once again on the AI. I do not take much credit for this. For better or for worse, sometimes it does great creations, sometimes they're nightmares. Oh, did I not make this a vector? Okay, you know what? This is off to a bad start. We're just gonna have a fresh go at it. What is even... Oh, right, okay, that's actually an important layer. Well, maybe. Okay. There we go. If we do it like this, we can actually fix some of the mess we make. And what we could do, since we're using an actual brush and not the selecty tools, there's a thing called stabilization, and basically it's to help remove curve wibbliness. Like, if you can do a confident curve, that's great. But sometimes on these smaller ones, oops. On these smaller ones, like when you're kind of feeling it out, you get real wobbly. And the idea of stabilization is it basically, like, sort of sorts some of that out, theoretically. I can have a fair bit of wobble, and it'll try to, like, it's not, you know, you can out wobble it if you really try. But like for just quick lines, it makes them a lot quicker, if not quite the same way you drew them. Let's give that a shot. Oh, no. Come on, just let's get rid of those lines. We'll see. Because it's a common tool a lot of artists use. It's not one that I messed with too much because I found that I was getting lazy with it and not actually improving my ability to draw lines. Which ideally you'd want to be able to draw these well without the stabilization. But because I'm kind of on a time crunch and I'd like to get this one wrapped up best as we can, let's just throw a little on here and see how we do. Also, may a little bit be psychological in that I'm actually willing to just make fast lines and not overthink it, because I assume the stabilization will fix any major mistakes I make. Love to actually look into how legit that is or not. But obviously it's doing actual work too. No question about that. Oops, what have I... How did I grab that tool? I didn't even know that had a hotkey. Anyway, yeah, we'll do some quick stuff here. Yeah, I do think we probably want orange outlines for most of the remainder, except maybe for this here. Whether this is a collar or an innate part of the Pokemon, I leave to you to decide. I don't want to think about it. Okay. Let's see, looking at the original, we could actually argue it really does look more bunny-like than cat-like in the original, but I don't want to spend too much more time on this one. So let's give it more of like a shell thing going on with the cloak here. We'll try to hide whatever's going on underneath. I can sort of get something going with that. Clear this line out. Oh, there we go. Assuming I press the right button. And we'll kind of get a pair on this side. Whatever's going on with this is bizarre, and I'm just kind of, I'm just gonna let this thing sort of do what it's gonna do. Just making quick lines and relinquishing control over the results. Okay, and then the antennae, of course. Let's see. I like the taper on this one. I hope I can sort of maintain that while doing quick lines. So my goal was to have this done in the first 20 minutes of the stream, but between technical issues and my overthinking the fact that was probably never realistic to begin with, but we'll try to get this done pretty quick because I want to give as much time as possible possible to the Osha-what. Close enough. Okay, fine. We'll do a little line work for this. Gives me the weirdest Winston Churchill vibes that I cannot explain. But I stand by my claim that this 100% looks like if Winston Churchill was a cat monstrosity. It wasn't, to my knowledge. Admittedly, it's not a time period I've studied as much as some others. So I could be wrong. Maybe this is just a photo of Winston Churchill. But I suspect it's not. And the one back there with the leg. Okay, let's hide some of the other stuff. We'll sort of do a little bit of cleanup on this, but I'm really not holding my breath for much on this one. Tell if I did this on the right layer, and if I figured out how I keep selecting like 5 layers. And how I've selected the background color. Genius! All right. As you can see, I'm a very professional at this. Like big pro, big time pro. I'll give you all the expert tips. The point of this is I'm learning this with y'all. So as I pick stuff up, I'll share it. But that doesn't necessarily mean I have the strongest idea of like all the fundamentals yet. I don't want this to look too symmetrical, so we'll sort of do something like that. There we go. That looks sufficiently weird. We'll sort of close up gaps a little bit. I do like whatever weirdness is going on with the ears, although this should be behind it, not the other way around. Okay, we'll close this off and then erase. There we go. Erase the loose tangent there. Just the blue, if I can erase just that. Yeah. Erase the tangent. Okay. Let's do, once again, some very quick loose fills. I could probably stick with the color fills we had, but I'm going to try to do like a little something with, well, one part in particular. So let's get actual color going in here. I feel like we've got this perhaps a tad too saturated. Oh no. All right, now we do want this layer. A little lighter, a little fainter. Oh, there we go. Just loosely getting stuff in first. No. Just this piece and just that, if I can. I guess that should be like a shadier one probably. But we do not have time for proper shadows on this. Maybe I'll clean it up after the stream. I don't make promises. If it were a different one, maybe I would, but this one's like ominous in the extreme. So what I want to do, not that, is see if we can't get like a little bit of a gradient on here. So I'm going to do one more clipping layer, sort of like we've done in the past. The ink color, my layer names on this are also a mess. Ink lines, gradient. Okay, I'm gonna clip this to the layer below. I'm just gonna do add and see if I can make that work. And then I'm just gonna grab myself a big ol', actually let's just use the, let's use a normal pencil, I think. Okay, so changing tools. We could look at pastels. Sure, let's try charcoal. Nah. I can see how this would be useful for some effects, but it is not doing it here. I assume crayon probably won't. Nope. Not a bad crayon simulation though, truth be told. But yeah, let's just do a really big pencil. Oh, right. Let's do. Try multiply. That's just gonna make it a shadow though. Add. I mean, even just. Whoa. Let's not lose our frame of focus there. Maybe even just normal. What's that do? Oh, it's literally the same color. Normal does nothing. Well, that's because we can sort of. Because what I want to do is you look at the other one and it sort of tapers off to lighter colors in the original. And perhaps we just need a brush with like less opacity. A wet wash. No, because these all have like textures along with them. And that's not really. Okay, this one sort of works. It's like oh well, it's a round mixing brush, so I guess it makes some amount of sense that that would, in fact, actually work for mixing. Okay, let's sort of just do a little bit of fun with this. I know in Krita there was like a blending stump equivalent. It was like a little blending tool. Might be worth, whoops, looking into that a little bit at some point. I'm sure if we do add, that will be terrible. Yeah, okay. So that just adds like the whiteness of the two colors, I guess. That's fascinating. Don't entirely know what that's trying to do, but I'm kind of down for it, so I'm going to leave that one alone. I guess it's given the filter over that, so if I like, whoa, nope, okay. Right, because this was orange on blue, not blue on orange. That's, okay, well, it's kind of a vaporwavy color gradient there, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if this has blending tools of any sort. Surely it does. Not just ink pens. Well, that's kind of a neat effect, but it's not what I'm looking for. No, that's line correction. I guess airbrush is probably what you would normally use for this. Yeah, that's what you would normally use for this. Yeah, that's probably better. That's definitely better. You can add a little texture to it, like a little freckle thing going. Oh, good. Did I just stop streaming because OBS crashed? Oh dear. I should still be live. That's a bad sign. OBS? You there? Hello.